Hey Scorpio, here's your January 2022 message for the month. Everything you need to hear and see to make the most out of that month. That means crushing your goals. That means receiving your manifestations. Here's everything you need from the spiritual, emotional, mental clarity aspect of it. So let's just dive right in, Scorpio. Okay. Okay. So what you want is not too much. It's not too much to want what you want. There's a little bit of thinking. Will I be able to handle it when it comes in? Will I but what about taxes? Some people will be thinking that. People who are at a certain income threshold will be thinking that. Um, but it's a little bit of like whoa, will I be able to handle that when it comes in? Am I opening Pandora's box by going for this goal? Am I going to like get there and then regret it and then think, oh, it was so much better. Life was so much better before, because we've all had those experiences, and especially once you're past your your early 20s, where you've really gone for something, you've gone all in, and you like came on the other end and you made it work, you persevered, and then you're like, dang, was that worth it? So there's just a little bit of a lingering fear that it's the same thing this time, but it's not. It's not. Okay, I can tell you that it's not. Um, I don't want to get like spiritual cliche-y, but this Scorpio is definitely like this thing that you want. It's definitely like your inner calling speaking to you. Whereas the one in the past was more society says that's a good goal to go after. Society is saying that people who achieve that, like let's just use the example of becoming a doctor. Becoming a doctor, lots of prestige, lots of social status. That's a hard thing for people to get to. If you push yourself through it, make it through, and then you're like, damn, was that worth it? Okay. But that thing that you were going for in the past, yours may not have been getting a MD or a DO after your name. Um, you were doing that because that's what society valued. This that you're going for this time around is something that you value. So there's going to be a much greater sense of personal accomplishment, personal inner fulfillment. Like, this was a unique journey and I did it. Whereas the other one was a prescribed journey. I followed everyone's advice on how to make it through it and thrive. I did it. Like, okay, I accomplished this thing, but I don't feel fulfilled. This time you're going to feel fulfilled. Okay, so let that little bit of a lingering of the past, what happened in your past, just kind of like let it leave your body, let it leave your thoughts, because that's not what's happening this time around. And that right there, honestly, guys, that's the only thought, Scorpio, that's keeping your thoughts a little bit. That thought is what makes it feel like you're pushing against the grain. So because things right now are not falling immediately into place for you, Scorpio, because we have all by now, again, especially if you're older than your younger 20s, we've all by now experienced that flow state. You get an idea, you act on it, $50,000. You get an idea, you act on it, new job. You get an idea, you act on it, gorgeous date with a beautiful person, right? And yes, that flow state exists, okay, but there's seasons of a life. There's spring, summer, winter, fall. There's 4 seasons. Winter is when you're hibernating, is when you're going within, you're reflecting, you're rejuvenating, you're replenishing, you're refocusing, okay? So in that stage, all your epiphany ideas are gonna be like journal prompts, are gonna be probably maybe consuming other people's content to gain a different perspective. It's the knowledge gaining phase. So your ideas in that phase are all about like restructuring your belief systems, recouping, okay? Self-care. Things in spring, that's when there's action, right? That's when there's, oh my God, I just got this idea for action to take. Many people mistakenly think that it's the idea action, which is the only flow state. That's the funnest flow state because that's when you're like making money, getting new jobs, doing all the things, right? But there's a flow state in fall, right? You can have a, okay, we need to purge this house. That's my inspired idea. And then you take action on it. Do you see how that's right? That is the flow too. You get inspired an idea, you take the action. And then you go through and like the house that was like, oh, the house is such a mess. When you were in spring or summer phase, we were just getting sale after sale after sale after sale, investment after investment. Um, and you're like, "Oh, this house is so messy. If the house was just more clean, I'd be able to do better. But every time I start, I just get overwhelmed." Right? So then you hit your winter phase, your fall phase, where it's like time to purge, time to let some old things go, let it go to the past. Um, and you're like, "Yeah, I just got the house clean. It was like no big deal. I found the shelters were open right when I like filled my truck up. There was someone there magically waiting to help me unload it." So even though those actions did not get you the monetary results, the tangible accomplishments to proudly showcase to the whole world, it doesn't mean that's not a flow state. So because it's not, right? Because if you're in the knowledge acquiring state, you're learning how to make a funnel. And then, the first funnel I made, when I went and ran an ad to it, I apparently installed the pixel wrong. So it's not a, oh, damn, guess I'm not in the flow state. Fuck, this is my inspired idea, but it didn't work out. No, it's because the inspired idea is still in the knowledge gaining phase, right? I have to go in and go like, okay, how do I place the Facebook pixel? What do I need? And then how do I want to get it done? Do I want to hire this out to someone? In which case, do I want to hire like a marketing intern, or do I want to hire an expert? Or do I want to just watch a YouTube video and make sure I did it right on my own? Right? It's the knowledge acquisition stage. So I could definitely tell you by your spread, there's a little bit, you're more, believe it or not, at like the winter fall stage. Maybe, maybe at the end of winter, beginning spring's not too far away, meaning the action, okay? It's definitely more of a closing down and wrapping down of the previous chapter of your life. And that's where the emotion grief can often come in. Um, and instead of just trying to like, think the other thought to feel better, it's allowing yourself to go, "Damn, it's over with that person," or "Damn, that business is over. Like it's no longer part of my life." Allow yourself to process all of those emotions so you can properly release it, properly shed, right? Because a snake can't grow unless it sheds its previous layer. If you try to get that dead skin and don't fully shed it, but then grow, then you can get, as you're growing, you'll get constriction. I can't give a good physical example of that, but as something's like growing, if there's something holding it in, the rest will grow, but that one point will like pinch off, right? So you're at like a releasing and purging phase. So it probably would be a good idea to, if you want to like get into some action to move your, not move your energy, move your emotional state, aka line up for your next stage. Because maybe at your next stage, you're not going to be able to be successful unless you read these handful of books, unless you attended these handful of seminars. And they'll be like, damn, I'm so glad I followed my inspired action during winter and acquired that knowledge, because now I took this course and now I see the action I have to take. I'm like, I'm really glad I built that foundation of knowledge to act on this. Um, so it only feels against the grain because you're not appropriately recognizing what phase you're at, which is you're wrapping up the phase of knowledge, at like acquiring knowledge, acquiring new. It's either acquiring knowledge, developing a skill, or you're gaining a new perspective on how to view things, developing new belief systems. Once you recognize that, then you're going to start to feel in the flow again. Like, oh, I was just struggling with this. I got the new epiphany. I was struggling with this. I got the new epiphany. I was feeling bad. I cleaned my house. Now I feel better. This is going to be more of a marker of, do you feel better after taking the action? That's how you know you're in the flow, when you're in this phase. Okay. Do you feel better after the action that you took? The sign of alignment, the sign of in the flow, is how you feel, not a, oh my God, I just signed my biggest client. It's, do you feel better? You're looking for relief right now. Um, and it's just definite reminder that what you want wants you too. So if you're feeling called to write a book, that means there are people who are calling out the information that are going to be in the book. If you're feeling inspired to create a new company, that means there are people who want that company. So this is definitely just a reminder that you are on the right track, you're on the right path. You're just misguiding which phase you're in, right? Olympian athlete. Not every day is race day. What, it comes once every 4 years? Not every day is race day. There has to be the setting a solid foundation phase, then working on agility, then working on mobility, then working on endurance, and working on short sprints. There's different phases to fully develop a body to crush Olympic day. So just, okay. Um, and because I can tell you right now, a lot of the mindset shifts you're going through, which tends to be, I like to call it the winter phase. If someone else has a better way to word that, write it in the comments. I'll come check it out. Um, there used to be like a little bit of passiveness in your approach to life. It's like you would kind of sit back, observe, and you would wait for that golden moment of opportunity and then act on it. Whereas like the shift you're going through is more of like a deliberate, a little bit more, you could say maybe American way of going after things. I want this and I'm being guided to it. A little bit more deliberate, a little bit more be the hunter, not the hunted, right? Don't run away from bad, run away from bad. Oh, here's something good, I'll go for it. Can you be the person who generates and creates lots of opportunities for you to pick from? And then you can decide, I do want to invest. Oh, nope, I want to create another revenue stream by opening another laundromat. Nope, I want to apply for a job actually. Oh, I want to host a workshop. Can you be someone who has like 4 of those opportunities and then you get to choose which one it is? That's like the difference of like being the hunter, not the hunted, is I'm calling forth a lot of opportunities to me so that I can then choose. It's like going from good to great. It's going from good to great, right? Because when you're good, you've got a decent income coming in, you've got a decent revenue stream coming in, you got decent friends, but you're not that like great. Going from good to great is harder than going from yuck to good, because when things are yucky, right, you're like, "This person is screaming and yelling at me every day and berating me. Duh, the grass must be greener on the other side." And then when you get people who respect you, who love you, who are there for you, then you're like, you're content. You're 80, 90% full, you know? Going from good to great, there's always like a social shakeup, right? It's not like cutting people out of your life, but it's like it's choosing who you want to focus your time on. Cutting out people who are good people in your life. I don't want to use the word cutting out because when you get to this stage, you recognize that it's not about cutting people out. It's not about severing ties. It's about right now, I'm choosing to put my focus here. And that doesn't leave a lot of time to nurture all these relationships that I wish I could nurture. That's why a lot of people don't go from good to great, from I don't want to say mediocre, because you tend to be a little bit better than mediocre when you're like, but I don't want to stop talking to this person. They're really nice. They're really fun. They've been in my life for such a long time. It's not that you're like, I can't talk to you, evil person. It's just like a, hey man, I really wish I did have more time to spend with you. I love hanging out with you. It's just this and this and this. It takes up all my time. And typically by the end of the day, I'm relaxing and unwinding and my kids are jumping on me. I'm sorry. That's like another life change right there. When you get married and you start having kids, especially when the kids get around the age of 2 and they just need more interaction from you, a lot of your friendships fall to the wayside. So you didn't cut your friends out of your life, right? You were good. You had a lot of good friends. You've just transitioned to a different life, and like those kids are taking a lot of your time. Can you hire a babysitter to make time for your friends? Absolutely. But there's a difference when you're single. A lot of your brain space can go towards fun things for you guys to do. When you have a kid, a lot of your brain space naturally goes to let's keep them alive, let's feed them, let's think of fun things for them. And then you hire that babysitter. I mean, everyone's going to be different, once a week, once a month, but that person's still going to feel that little bit of a withdrawal from you, right? It's still going to be a little bit of a withdrawal for them. So whichever side you're on, recognize that if you're on the person who you feel them withdraw, you don't feel their focus and their attention going on you as much. Recognize it's just a part of life. It's different seasons, right? Are you going to morph with them and adapt with them? Because I know I can tell you that like when I've successfully navigated that, it's when I recognize they've transitioned life. They're now married. If I come up with ideas, it should probably be most of the ideas need to be one where both of them will have fun. Every once in a while, I could go, can we have a girls' night, right? But you got to see that they're in a new place. When they start to have kids, it's like, why don't you ever go get mimosas with me at brunch anymore? You can give your friend a hard time, or it could be like hey, I just found like these Disney characters coming into town, the next town over. Like, there's tickets Friday. Want to go? Then that friend will be like, yeah, heck yeah, thanks for thinking of this fun thing. Like, so you got to be the one to transition with them to their new thing, if you can. If you're the one doing the transitioning, you either have to come to peace with, okay, I'm going to do this. This is where I'm going to put my focus. It's not settling if you consciously do it. If you subconsciously do it, then you're settled. If you consciously go, you know what, this is a good life. I really just want to enjoy this, then consciously do it. Don't beat yourself, don't settle and beat yourself up for not going for it. Just go, this is a good life. I do enjoy this, and let yourself enjoy it. Be in the moment. If you recognize like, oh, this is so good, but I really want to experience that, then have those conversations to wrap up the relationships. Um, because it's that like heartfelt moment when you can genuinely express to someone like, look, I love you, I like you. I'm just really feeling called to go in a different life right now. And I feel really sad that I'm right now not seeing a way that we can still spend a lot of time together. Right? That healthy communication, not just ghosting, that healthy communication. That because when it's someone toxic, someone yuck, it's like, you know what, bro, you just treat me like shit. I'm out of here. F you, right? When it's someone you love, they're like, dude, I just got this job opportunity across, like in the States or in the UK, in a foreign country, and like, I need to go do this. I love you. I'm sorry, bro. I know you got a family. You can't come with me. Like, it's having those closure, not quite closure, but those heartfelt communication of like, "I love you. I'm sad, man. I'm sad you're not gonna be in my life anymore and that you're not gonna, I know we're gonna call and stuff, but, we're gonna, like, form new friends and you're gonna get more immersed in your family." It's like life is about how do you navigate those transitions? How do you navigate those transitions? People can get stuck, go into depression, people can settle instead of just recognizing that life is about those transitions. It's about navigating the grief, the sadness, and like sometimes you go through these moments where you just have this raw appreciation for what your previous stage was. As you like, I'm gonna cry. As you like feel that unease of I don't know what's in the new, I don't know what's next. So how do you allow yourself to like be a little sad, grief, those raw appreciation moments of like, oh, I didn't appreciate that enough, and like step into the new at the same time when it feels wobbly. And you may not have that same support that you previously had before. You may not, depends what's going on in your particular life. So yeah, I hope this helps, Scorpio. That's pretty much what you need to hear this month. It's not going to overwhelm you. You're very worthy of what you want. Be okay that you're still acquiring from some new skill sets, some new knowledge, and you're still gaining some new belief systems, some new ways to view the world, new ways to view yourself. And then it's all going to roll into action. Like keep going for it because you do want it. Don't avoid not going for it just because you're a little afraid of some difficult relational conversations with people in your life. All right, I love you guys bunches. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment below if you need some more help. Don't forget, every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live on YouTube. Coach y'all. I call it High Vibe Monday. But I come live just to give some free channel. I do some channeling message from spirit. I also just live coach you. Whatever help you guys need, I'm there to help you. If you do want more in-depth support to kind of navigate through those transition points, I have some spots open. It's for people who are really ready to like break into that new thing that they've never done before, and they just don't know how to quite finish those last couple of mental pieces. I'm great at helping with that. I have some spots open. I'll leave a link so you can apply for a free breakthrough strategy call. At the end of it, we're going to see where you're at, where you need to get, see what you need to do to get there. If I think I could help you, I'll let you know. If I don't, I hopefully have an awesome resource to point you to. But for those of you who are new and just want to like start your journey and want to like do some spiritual growth and some personal growth, I have some free meditations for you to meet your spirit guide, as well as to develop healthy boundaries so that you really like know who you are and know what's best for you, and you do take actions in your best interest. I have those meditations for you. I'll put that link for you down below too. Love you guys bunches. Bye.